Hey guys, welcome to another Robbie John tutorial. Today we're going to cover the idle moving slash idle standing animation script that I actually had done before, but I know a lot of people have issues with it. This is going to be hopefully a simplified version of that. I've tried this in local script and it seemed to be working just fine with my crouch animation and everything else, but I wanted to, broaden my whatever you call it. But anyways, I guess like my script play, I guess would be the crappy term for it. But in this situation, we're gonna have a tool. I'll play to show you the tool. I just have one part in it. You can have as many parts as you want. I just made a simple part. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have it so whenever you walk around or whatever, you're going to play an animation, and then you're also going to have an idle. So far, here, let's just start from the top. So you have your tool, you've got the part that's in it. I put the script inside the part. You don't have to put it there. You could put it inside the tool instead. I threw my animations inside of my script, so that's how I have it laid out. So I have an idle, so when you're not moving, you have a walk in case for some reason your characters are moving but aren't at full speed, and then we have a run. Otherwise, if you don't want the walk, you could either delete it or we can just, you can go around it in a way. But we're going to start off pretty simple. We want to describe what we're defining, so we're going to do the tool, and that's going to equal script, which is where we're writing. And then the parent, and that's the handle, and then we want to get the other parent. So the parent of the script is the handle, and then the parent of the handle is the tool. That's how that's written out. So with this, now we want to define the animations. So if you do the double dashes here, you can kind of, it basically writes it out as a note, and I'm just going to put animations just so it's easier for, like, the farther you get into your script, the more organized it'll look if you do it like this. You don't have to write it exactly like this. You can do whatever you want with the double dashes. You could put 1,000 double dashes and then put something in the middle and then another 1,000 dashes. Whatever floats your boat. But in this situation, we're going to have local run animation. We'll say run load animation is going to equal to script and then dot run. So there's our run that we have in there, and then we're going to do local walk. Load animation is going to equal script dot walk, and I'm actually going to put idle on top of those just because it'll be a little more organized in a way, because you don't really idleize after run, walk, whatever. I mean, technically I could put the walk in between those. It doesn't matter how you have it, but this is just organization. Makes it look a little neater, nicer, whatever. We only have really one thing that we're defining here. And I think we're good. So basically what we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to define a few things. So like we're going to have to create functions and events that happen within the weapon slash tool slash item itself. So you want to do, let's do tool dot equipped, and then connect it as a function. So we want things to happen inside of it when you actually do something. That's what functions do. They're like, hey, this is what's going to happen every time you equipped it. And the equipped is an event which connects to that function. It's basically how that's written out. So I want to actually add a variable so we can tell when the player for sure has it out, so that it'll work with the rest of the script. So we're going to do local tool equipped is equal to false, because when you first get the tool in your inventory, the script will run, right? Like if you have it in your inventory, you don't want it to run as true because you haven't equipped it yet. But once you equipped it, you can do tool.equipped. Let's do 2 P's because that's how you're supposed to spell it, right? And then equals true, and then we have to fix this up here because they have to be the same. So that's like the first step. Now we say every time you equipped it, boom, it's true. Nice. So You could, if you wanted to, have other animations that happen, and what you do is you could just put in like uh, run equip animation, blah blah blah, and but in this case, we're okay with just leaving this like this for now, I think, and we're gonna go into the activated. Well, actually, we might need these in here, so in this case, we could do um, let's define the humanoid. So what we're gonna do is tool dot parent wait whoa local um humanoid, let's do that, equals tool dot parent, and then we're going to do find first child humanoid, humanoid. Hum that I put here is just a small abbreviation of humanoid. You can write this fully out as humanoid if you want, but this has to be written as is because you have to find the tool.parent is going to be like the character, so it's going to be like selecting you, and then the contents of you, it'll go through to find the first child of the character, and then it'll be humanoid, right? So if there's a humanoid, well, if you accidentally hit the enter key, it'll do that. If humanoid, then, and then we can load all our stuff in, right? That's kind of the way we're going to have it. So what we'll do is, if humanoid, then we'll do a, let's go up here and make like the filler, like the load animation thing. So local idle animation is going to be equal nothing, so we'll just leave it as that. Local walk animation is going to equal nothing, and local run animation is going to equal nothing. So leaving them without an equal makes them nil, so they don't really mean anything right here, but we're going to use them later, because what happens is when we a lot of times when you write things into functions, they don't actually get pulled into other functions sometimes, unless you call on them and use them in the parameters and stuff. But to keep it simplified this way, we're just going to run it like this. So in this case, we want to kind of find out whether or not like you're running or doing whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to load the animations based on what's happening. Let's see here. I haven't done this before, so this is my first time kind of running through the thing. So we could do also a load local hum. So let's do local hum, and then that way we can go down here and get rid of this. And then that way when we connect all this stuff, it'll be talking about this character specifically. Yeah, so then we can do hum.running. Ooh. Connect function. Connect function. And then we can do speed as a thing. Ooh, speed, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to determine how fast the character is moving. This is going to be basically if they have, you know, if they're moving or not, and that's what we're gonna do. Because when the humanoid running feature here, this event here is something that's already built in to Roblox. So if there is running going on, then this will play essentially. So if your speed we'll do is greater than let's say, I think what's the basic speed that you start off at? Starter player, I think it's 16, so we could just do like 8. And we could do, well, how about we do this? If local speed is greater than 8, then we'll do Let's do 10. That'll be a little easier. 10 and not standing. Then we're gonna make a variable for standing. So we're gonna also make this as local standing, and then we'll do that, and then we'll figure out based on what's happening, like where or what's going on. Let's see. Oh wait, no, that's fine. That's fine. We don't need that. I'm pulling a dummy move here. So basically, what we could do is if they're running faster than this, then we want to get the we want to load in the animation for that. So this is what we're gonna have to do. So we're gonna do load animation, and then it'll be let's do because it's the running, so run animation. So we have to actually define this as well, or we could just play it. It doesn't really matter, but you could. It's a little nicer if you do local run. Ooh, I see what I did wrong. Let's do run animation here, and then this has to be load. Sorry, I'm getting them all mixed up. Load animation. So if it's that, we're gonna load we're gonna load that in there, and then we're gonna play it. So run animation, play. So we have that guy, and then we have to have other variables. So let's do if speed is less than 10, or actually is, yeah, less than or equal to 10, then and speed is greater than 1. Actually, let's do 0. And then this is where we'll have like our walk. So we'll just load in our walk here. So this will be local walk animation gonna equal load animation, and then this will be walk load animation. And I just noticed too, we don't actually need these locals because we already have it up there. So this is just filling it all in right here. We can just go like this, and we're set because you can see how they're highlighted up there. We already have them defined. I don't know why I did that. And then what we could do is if speed is let's do less than 1, then we can do our idle. So idle animation is going to equal to load animation, and then we're going to call into the idle load animation, right? And then we can play that here. Oh, we forgot to play the walk too. So look, this play, and then up at the top here, we're going to do walk animation play. I think that's pretty simplified. Let me see. Boom, boom, boom. So if the speed is greater than 10, if the speed is less than or equal to 10, and the speed is greater than 0, and then if the speed let's do greater than or equal to 1, and then this guy will be speed is less than 1. So whenever you're pretty much less than 1, so assuming you're not moving, it'll do the load thing there. That actually might just work like that. So I'm trying to think, what else do I have to have here? Oops, sorry. I'm jumping around here. What I could do is make sure that these don't collide and have a bunch of different things happening. So we could do if walk animation, then, and then we can do walk stop. And then we could also do if run animation, then we'll do the run animation stop. And then we'll kind of have to copy that up into each line. So we'll just go like this, boom. So this is going to be the walk. So we want idle here. Idle. Idle. We'll go here and change this one to walk. Walk. And I accidentally, because it copies over, it gives you too much of it. Just that's fine. I think that might be it. I'm gonna test this out. We'll see if there's any errors and stuff. But let's see, index nil with running. So if what just happened? Current server 28. Okay. Okay, so I've decided to try to put this into the equipped and it works, but I do notice there's some little error / bugs. So what we're gonna have to do first, what I should do is immediately when you start up, we should play the idle animation. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the idle animation. And we're going to play it as soon as you open it up. And then we can put this down here again. I don't know why I got rid of that. So as soon as you pull out the weapon, it'll play the idle animation. And then as soon as you start moving, okay, so here's the thing that we're going to have to play around with. If speed is less than 0.5, or let's do like 0.3, and then let's do 0.4 or 0.3 here. And then we're just playing around with the numbers really quick here. Oh yeah, that's so much better. And then if you actually changed it to like 0.1 instead, and then maybe we did this to 0.1, so like as soon as you start moving, assuming that that might be quicker. And then you could also, or you could just do this, if speed is greater than 1, or is greater than 0 actually, then you'll do the walk animation. And then here, speed is equal to 0. You have to do the double equals to make it equal to 0. This is kind of a jagged way of doing this. And then when you unequip it, you can cancel all your animations. But see how like I am playing the animation even though, so you show it works. So that's great. And then what we could do is instead of just having this here, what we could do is determine whether or not they're actually running. That's what we're gonna fix. Just a moment. I'm trying to think. Let's figure this out really quick here. So I have a script, a jig. Actually, I think I have one here in this. Where I determine whether or not the character is moving. No, that's not it. Something else. Here we go. We could do this instead. So if humanoid and move direction, so this is what we're going to use here. So we can check to see if the player's actually moving or not. So boom, boom, boom. So here, if humanoid, then we're going to do if humanoid move direction, and then we're going to have an end statement behind this. And then, oops, equals 0 then, and then we got to change this humanoid to our original definition of it. So if humanoid move direction is equal this, then we'll play this thing. And then what we could do is like do an else statement, and then you can do you could probably just, let me try this out first, actually. I wonder if it automatically, I don't know if it automatically does it or not, but assuming you're not moving, it'll go straight to that. But let's say if you are, here, let's fix this script a little bit. We need to equip because this is a tool dot unequipped, because now we know it obviously works. And then we're going to need an unequipped function here. So what we're going to do is copy these, paste them into here, and then we'll also get the idle one too. So we'll do the idle, and we'll place that in here as well. So that way we cancel out any things that are happening. So watch as I put the tool away, it'll cancel it out. So if you're running with it, it'll cancel it out. You probably could run this on your local script instead, and then have it ran as a, yeah, because there's like a bunch of tracks and stuff going on here. I was just about to say that, and then it popped up and said, hey, you're playing this animation a shit ton of times. So what could happen is, because we have our animation, I think it's actually working great now. So, because like now you're pulling it out like this. So it's working exactly how we want it to work. There might be some things that are, oh, I just noticed that if for some reason you cancel it in the middle of that, so what we could do is like a task dot wait 0.1 or something, and then that way it'll wait for the swappity swap, so you can't get that to happen. Oh, what we're gonna have to do then is, if that's the case, get rid of this guy. I think I could just end it though. let's do 0.1. And then that should fix it. But I think what was happening is even though you have that in there, as soon as you run that into the character, disconnect this script signal. Okay, well, then what we're going to do is instead, we're just going to copy this guy. And that should be that. And we'll just make it nothing happen anymore afterwards. Interesting. Oh, I see what our issue is. Now, this isn't necessarily the best way to do all this, guys, but this is just like an easier way to, I mean, I guess you kind of still have the event running regardless. Huh. Okay, I think I found the problem. I forgot to put tool to make it false when you're equipped it after unequipping. So we're gonna test this out for the first time. I'm like 90% sure this is what was happening. So you do this, then you turn it off and you go back to your normal stance thing. Yep, that's exactly what it was. Yeah, I was like, why is it still? But because you run it as true at the beginning here, and I didn't turn it to false when you unequipped it, it just kept going through this. And it was like, yo, because you've already gone through here and we defined it the humanoid, and then we can also do, if it's unequipped, we could do local hum is equal to nil. And then that way, it'll say, oh, there's no humanoid anymore. Oh, and I'm in play mode, so hopefully that saves. So that way, if for some reason it's trying to find the humanoid, there is no such humanoid anymore. I should actually, I don't need the local there. Perfect. It works though. Hopefully, this doesn't cause a ton of problems as far as other things going on. I don't know if there's other scripts that are interfering here. Let me check. I think it's a memory. These are other things that are going on in my thing right now because I have other shit that's going on in here. Let's try this. Let's take the same tool, cut it, and then I'm gonna open up another a new place, and I'm gonna test the difference in the witchamajigs. But yeah, it seems pretty good. Doesn't seem like it's hurting the CPU too bad or anything like that. So if you want to try this out for yourself, it seems like it's not terrible, especially if you have a smaller game. Maybe bigger games, like if you're having like a super massive thing going on. I don't know if I would do this for every single tool. You could go with the idle one that I have before and try to rig around with it a little bit, but I think we got it pretty good, guys. Yeah, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and you know, turn that bell on so you can see when I post new videos. And then also, if you could hop over to my Discord, if you have any questions, you know, feel free to say something. And then I also have, I think if you put this in a local script, it would be better. But in this case, we're just trying to, you know, test some things out, and it seems like it works just fine. Obviously, there's like a little bit of a slide. You can mess around with your as you seen earlier, like when I lowered the numbers and stuff, it seemed to, you know, I'm assuming like I'm assuming that it doesn't notice that you get past 1 quite yet. So, yeah, if you just mess around with the numbers, it should be fine.